They don't want you watching this. Not her. Not the ones who smiled while you drowned. Not the system that thrives on your confusion. Because if you make it to the end of this message, if you truly hear what I'm about to tell you, you won't be the same man ever again. You'll stop chasing illusions. You'll stop begging for love that was never love. You'll see through the flattery, the smiles, the seductive compliments. And realize something terrifying. She never wanted you confused. She wanted you asleep. But that ends now. If you've ever looked back and asked yourself, why did I let her destroy me like that? Then this message is for you. Comment below, I see the truth. If you're ready to finally hear what no one else dares to say. Because here's the truth they buried under slogans and fairy tales. You were not born to be weak. You were not born to spend your life proving yourself to someone who never truly saw you. You were not put on this earth to chase validation. Yet this is exactly where millions of men are trapped. Spinning. Chasing. Depleting their minds, their wallets, their hearts, for nothing in return. You've been lied to. Lied to about love. Lied to about strength. Lied to about women. They told you. Just be nice. Be emotionally open, and she'll love you. Give her everything, and she'll stay. No. That's not how it works. Not even close. You were trained to disconnect from the fire inside you. Your edge. Your discipline. Your standards. You traded your purpose for her approval. And in the end, she didn't even respect the man you became while trying to please her. But this isn't the end of your story. This video isn't for everyone. It's not for the man who's still in denial. It's for the man who has been broken, betrayed, and used. And is finally ready to wake up. You don't need her validation. You need your vision. You don't need her love. You need your power. This is your rebirth. Stand up. Straighten your spine. And walk away from everything that once made you forget who you are. Because the world doesn't respect the man who begs for love. It respects the man who commands his destiny. This isn't just a video. It's a wake-up call, a warning, a reminder of everything they never wanted you to realize. Today, I'm going to walk you through 8 brutal truths about women, the kind of truths they pray you never hear. And more importantly, I'll show you how to take back everything they silently hoped you'd surrender. If even a part of you is ready to reclaim your soul. To become untouchable. Stay with me till the end. Desire without clarity is slavery. Ever wonder why your life feels like it's slipping through your hands? Why the harder you chase her, the faster she vanishes? Why you give her everything, your time, your body, your heart, and somehow still feel unseen, unwanted, and empty? It's because no one told you what you were really doing to yourself. Every time you chased her with blind desire. Every time you begged silently to be chosen. You were wrapping chains around your own soul. You didn't fall in love. You surrendered your identity. You gave her your strength thinking it would earn her loyalty. But here's the truth they never told you. Desire, without discipline, isn't love, it's dependence. And dependence? To her, it's not beautiful. It's weakness in disguise. It's neediness painted as effort. And it repels her more than any insult ever could. You were trained to believe that loving her means giving her everything. But when you offer yourself up with no clarity, no boundaries, no backbone, you don't become the man she respects. You become a puzzle she's too tired to solve. And this is where most men live. Trapped. Chained to a loop where every compliment feels like permission to lose themselves. Where one soft glance becomes a reason to betray their standards. Where 5 seconds of her attention is enough to forget the mission they once vowed to pursue. You feel this, don't you? That aching sense that you've betrayed yourself in the name of being loved. That somewhere along the way, you stopped leading and started begging. That you gave up your edge to be accepted by someone who stopped respecting you the moment you did. This is just the beginning. There are 7 more truths that will shake you if you're ready to hear them. But only if you can handle what comes next. Comment below, I'm done being blind. If you're ready to break the cycle and rebuild who you were born to be. Because once you see clearly, you can't ever go back. You know the version of yourself I'm talking about. The one who ignored the voice screaming in his chest, telling him she wasn't the one. But you stayed. Not because you didn't see the truth, but because you hoped love would fix what logic had already condemned. You traded your peace for her presence. And now you sit in emotional ruins, pretending you don't know how you ended up here. Every time you chased her without understanding her. Every time you pursued the feeling without counting the cost. You became a man who was easily led, easily fooled. And just as easily discarded. Let me make something clear. Women don't destroy strong men. They expose the men who've been living lies. And you, watching this. You've likely lived many. You confused desire with direction. But direction without discipline? That's a straight path to disaster. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." But what happens when those thoughts aren't even yours? What happens when your desires were programmed into you by a culture that profits off your confusion, your loneliness, your silent need to be wanted? You start worshipping what should never be worshipped. You start elevating beauty to the status of truth. And giving your worth to someone whose loyalty depends not on your love, but on your sense of purpose. Let me tell you something most men never hear. Desire must be questioned. It must be interrogated. If you don't know what you want beyond her body, beyond the validation, beyond the fantasy of finally being chosen, then you are not a man with a mission. You are a tool, waiting to be used. And tools are only valuable until they're worn out. Think back. How many times did you lie to yourself just to keep her? How many times did you lower your standards to avoid losing her? How many red flags did you ignore? Because the high of being wanted felt like home? That wasn't love. That was slavery. The worst kind of slavery. The one you volunteered for. The one you disguised as freedom. She didn't need to chain you. You did that yourself. With your unchecked longing. With the fantasy you clung to. With the pedestal you built for her. While erasing yourself in the process. But here's the truth. You can't become the man you were born to be if you're still addicted to being chosen. It's time to stop chasing approval and start building your mission. She didn't do this to you. You did this to you. And the only way out is to start asking the question most men never dare to ask. Why do you want what you want? Why her? Why now? Why does her rejection feel like death? What weight did you place on her shoulders? That you were always meant to carry yourself? Until you answer that, you'll keep repeating the cycle. Different faces, same pattern. Giving pieces of yourself away. Hoping someone will love you enough to finally make you whole. But no woman will ever complete a man who hasn't finished himself. And here's the truth most can't accept. She doesn't want to complete you. She's not built to. She chooses. She follows. She joins. But she does not lead. And the moment you make her your destination, she loses all interest in the journey. You were made for more than this. More than being a placeholder in her story. More than begging for crumbs of connection in a world that thrives on your uncertainty. You were made to govern your desire. To direct your focus. To guard your purpose. With such intensity that not even the most beautiful face can pull you off course. This is not about hating her. This is about finally seeing yourself. Understanding that desire was never your enemy. But confusion was. The cure isn't found in shutting down your emotions. It's found in clarifying them. And clarity only arrives when you stop running from your own emptiness and start building something worth protecting. Something you lead. Something you own. Something no one can take from you again. If you keep chasing without understanding, you'll wake up one day surrounded by everything you thought you wanted, but haunted by the man you never became. And that is the definition of regret. Brutal truth number 2, beauty is bait. Purpose is the prize. She was breathtaking, wasn't she? The way she smiled, like the universe had finally acknowledged you. Like all the pain, the heartbreak, the silent battles were somehow worth it just for that look. She made you feel like a man. Like maybe, just maybe, you were finally enough. All those late nights staring at the ceiling. Asking yourself, am I too much? Am I not enough? Will anyone ever really see me? And then, she did. Or so you thought. But that wasn't love. That was bait. And you, like millions before you, followed the shine, thinking it was light. Not realizing it would burn everything inside you that you hadn't yet fortified. Because beauty, when left unchecked, untested, and unfiltered by wisdom and discipline, is one of the most dangerous illusions a man can fall into. And fall, you did. You believed that because she looked like peace, she would bring peace. You thought her softness meant safety. That attraction meant compatibility. That validation meant loyalty. But let me tell you something every man must learn the hard way.